What is good, you absolute legends? It's ATC here, and let me tell you, it's been a rough week. We had 3 days of torrential rain, and that's from the remnants of Hurricane Beryl moving through. The creek is absolutely flooded. From all the runoff, the water is like chocolate milk, so we did not get out prospecting this week. That being said, we are halfway through the prospecting season. It's a perfect opportunity to go downstairs to the panning station. I'll show you guys how I clean my gold. We're going to get a weight on our total to date, and we're going to look at some of those awesome pieces that we found. I know we found some wire gold. We found a specimen this year. Unfortunately, no nuggets, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So without further ado, let's head down to the panning station. I'm going to show you how I clean my gold, and let's look at what we got. Here's a few prospecting shots from this year. It has been absolutely awesome. The top left, you see me starting the year off, going through some glacial till with 6 inches of snow on the ground. It was a fantastic first day out. We didn't get much gold, but still, I really enjoyed myself. Then the creek opened up. Well, sort of opened up a little, enough to prospect the edges, which you see me doing there. In fact, you can see my sluice out on some ice in the middle of the creek doing duty. Then we braved some really cold weather, harsh winds, and got out there prospecting. And the clay opened up along with the black flies, and that was crazy too. And finally, the creek opened up for some regular prospecting. The water's been really, really high this year. But that being said, it didn't stop us from getting out and finding that shiny. Okay, so here we are down at the panning station. We're going to start, I'll show you guys. So far, this is the gold that we've accumulated through prospecting this year. I'm pretty happy with it. I haven't weighed it up, but we will, and we'll see where we're at on our season goal. Always important to have goals on yourself, but obviously I don't stress out about it. I prospect for fun. It's great for my health, both mentally and physically, and I just love being outside. So that being said, let's go back to the gold, focus on that. This I got during my first prospecting trip of the year. Now that is not a nugget, so to speak, although it may look like one. That's actually a specimen. So I was really, really stoked to get that. We're not going to count that in our gold weight because I really don't know how. It's probably about 60-70% quartz and the rest is gold. But I was so stoked to get this piece that I put it in a little nugget capsule. It does weigh 0.307 grams. But yeah, what an absolute stunner. And I put it under the microscope. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. So yeah, definitely, for obvious reasons, happy with that. Don't have anything else like it in my collection. Those of you that know my prospecting area, it's an old hard rock mine. And this is a piece that got past the trommel. And you'll find that a lot of my gold, well, it may look pretty big on camera. It's flat, flaky stuff. It's stuff that an old-fashioned trommel would miss. And obviously the trommel missed this piece because it's got more quartz in it than gold, which makes it very light. So it wouldn't sink to the bottom and get caught in the matting underneath the trommel. Their loss, my gain. So now we've got our flakes and fines. And there is, I think I did get one picker this year, but we'll see that in a little bit. But I'm going to show you guys how I clean my gold. So what we have here is a waterproof match container. This is what I use. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my little tiny vial here. Make sure there's nothing caught in the cap. And we're going to dump our gold. That sounds nice. I'm going to dump our gold into this container here. We're going to make sure there's nothing stuck to the sides. These vials, you can see, I can see there is a little bit. Unfortunately, the static cling in the vial will hold on to a little tiny bit of your gold, and you really want to get all that flour gold out of there. So we're flicking it multiple times. That looks pretty good. It's going to go back in here anyways, but I want to get as much of it as clean as possible. So then we got just some regular old white vinegar. we go. We don't have a ton of gold in there, so we don't have to fill the thing right up. Okay, so we swapped out our gold pan temporarily, only in case this salt overflows a little bit. I just don't want to contaminate the other pan, which we're going to be using shortly. But we added a pinch of table salt there, and all that's going to do is get down into the cracks and clean them out on that fine gold. Put our cap back on. Being careful not to thread it. There we go. Make it nice and tight. We're going to give it a really nice shake. We're going to leave that for about 6 hours. I'll probably come back about halfway through and give it another shake or two. So let's leave that sit and we'll be right back.
Many hours later.
All right, so we are ready to dump our now clean gold into the unfinished pan. That's the reason I don't typically use black pans, but I haven't seasoned this one. Just makes it a little bit easier to move your fine gold around when you're cleaning it. And before you do this, you're going to want to make sure you're over a pan, because you do sometimes get gold stuck in the threads. You can see some of that poured out right there. But let's dump our gold and salt and vinegar mixture. Ooh, that's pretty. And now what we do, we're going to take our squirt bottle, squirt out all the insides, clean out all of those threads, and make sure there's nothing left behind and nothing hanging around at all. Beautiful stuff. And I am still pulling gold out of there. There we go. So that is clean. Likewise, clean the inside of your cap out. Make sure all of those threads are empty as well. And there we go. So the next step, all we have to do, we have water with jet dry in our panning station here, and stinky vinegar inside the pan. You're going to want to just play with your gold like that, just as if you were panning it. Make sure you don't pour any gold off, and you're going to do that multiple times, and that'll get rid of the salt and vinegar mixture. So we'll do that, dry it up, and then we'll play around with our gold for a little bit. Okay, so when it comes time to drying and weighing your gold, you have a few options for the drying part. You can put it out in the sun, you could put it on top of a heater, or you just leave it where it is and wait, but I don't have much patience, so what I like to do is use a heat gun. So just grab your paper towel, you're going to wipe the bottom, and then blow it dry. But what I like to do when I blow it dry is make sure that I tilt my pan so that fine gold doesn't fly everywhere. I still lose some now and again, but I typically every once in a while I'll clean up this mat in the panning station and I'll get it all back. So let's go ahead and dry this up. So now that we got our golds all nice and dry, we had an opportunity to play around with it, and a couple pieces that stand out to me. We did get one picker so far this year, which is super rare for my area. It's not a huge picker, but as you can see, I can pick it up, so it counts. And it makes a sound that goes in the pan, so it double counts. But yeah, see if I can get that up to you guys, get maybe a little bit of a better view. Not much there, but we'll add that to the pile. And we got this awesome little piece of wire gold. Very, very cool. So let's get that onto a scale. We'll get our weight for mid-season 2024. I'm pretty stoked about it. It looks good to me. Let's see where we pan out. All right, so we got our handy dandy scale here. Turn that on. Should be calibrated. We are at all zeros. Perfect. Time to start getting a weight. You have to be really, really careful with this fine gold. Get it nice and close to the tray. There we go. A lot of work went into this, but I'm sure I didn't even make minimum wage, but it is what it is. I don't do it for the money, I do it for the fun. And the gold. I've actually never sold any of my gold, and I have no plans to. There we go. Bit of a tedious process. Well, it's tedious when you're doing it on camera and you want it done quick, but there we go. Perfect. And I'll make sure that we didn't have anything stuck in the brush or left in that pan. All right. So just like that, we are at 1.28 grams of gold. Awesome. So now that we've done that, it's time for the final step. This is the current gold vial that I'm working on. This is a 2-ounce vial, so we've got quite a bit in there. The vast majority of that obviously is from doing pay dirt. I certainly didn't get all that in those big chunkers prospecting, I can tell you that much. But nonetheless, gold is gold. So what I like to do, you can use a greeting card or a business card, but I just have a regular folded piece of paper here. I get all my gold out onto that piece of paper. And as you can see, the fine gold is going to want to stick, so you just grab your brush, get that out onto the paper as well. Just remember that the gold will stick to a paintbrush like this, so I usually just give the brush a couple rubs on the bottom here. Make sure that I get everything out of it. There we go. And I do this obviously, for obvious reasons, I do this over a gold pan. We'll tap that in. Just fold our crease a bit there. Grab our vial. And slide her in. A couple little taps. And we're good to go. And the nice thing about this, if there is any black sands left in there, they stay on the paper. Don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a little bit of black sand in there. You never get it 100% clean. Just like that. Throw our cap on and away we go. All nice and safe. Ready for the next round. And there you have it, folks. Not a bad total so far this year. I know I'm not in BC or Alaska or California. For me, well, that may seem modest to you guys. There's a lot of work that went into that, and I couldn't be happier. We've got a lot of season left. There'll be a lot more live streams uncovering, everything that we found. There'll be more videos, and you know what? Most importantly for me, there'll be a lot more fun. I want to thank everyone for watching. Cheers, and we will catch you on our next gold adventure this week. And hey guys, if you enjoyed the content of this video, consider watching one of my fellow prospectors on their YouTube channels. And of course, a huge shout out goes to our channel members. You legends absolutely rock, and every channel member gets bonus entries to the Big Nugget giveaways.